everybody. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Here I am with another episode of my podcast, Soul Connects. I'm your host, Dr. Daisy Lekharu. I am actually sitting here in the botanical gardens of Geneva under the biggest tree in the garden, and I'm just loving it. The weather is very hot outside, but I'm feeling cool under this tree. And Jardin Botanique, it's one of my lovely spots that I like to come here. There's a lot of greenery, flowers, and nature. I love to be with nature, and I just like to be with nature. And there are a lot of trees from across the globe which you get to see, which is a great learning, but also beautiful flowers in different seasons, different times. I'm sitting in the middle of the botanical gardens, and there is a cactus garden on my right and a lot of flowers on my left, and these big trees under which I'm actually sitting. So welcome once again. Today I'm going to talk to you on something that we have all felt and we have all known. You all know FOMO. Are you familiar with that? What is FOMO? For those who don't know, FOMO is fear of missing out. Have you felt at certain times where you are part of a gathering but you have not been able to go out and you see everybody else enjoying except you? And have you felt that you're missing out on something? Why aren't you part of this gathering? Why aren't you part of this party? And there are certain meetings as professionals and also normal human beings. You also have access to social media where people are holidaying here and there and sharing their beautiful pictures. And you're like, I wish I could be here. I wish I could be there. There are sometimes gatherings which happen, marriages, parties, and others, which other people get invited. Sometimes you are invited, sometimes you're not, and you're like, I wish I could be there. Some conferences which you would like to attend because you just want to be part of that crowd. Have you felt that? I'm sure you have. That is fear of missing out, FOMO. Is FOMO for real? And is FOMO good, bad? Do you really feel nice when you're actually having that feeling? Or do you feel anxious? You feel sad? You have all these kind of mixed emotions which you're not able to explain, not able to tell anyone, but you talk to yourself and you are having this inner conflict where you want to be part of some place, some group, some activity, but then you were like, oh gosh, I'm not there and I wish I was there. People are holidaying, going to these lovely destinations. I wish I could be there, and I wish I was there in the pictures. I wish I was wearing those lovely dresses and fascinating locations. And you have a fear that you have been missing a lot of things which should have been yours as well. Do you feel good about it, or does your anxiety sometimes makes you do certain things which you do not like at all? FOMO. We are all familiar. Well, if I ask myself, do I have FOMO? Maybe sometimes, but not always. But I have learned over the years, and also to tell myself that you don't need to be everywhere. You have your own journey. This is my journey. Maybe somebody is looking at me and thinking, oh my God, she's doing this podcast in the botanical gardens in Geneva. It's okay. I'm doing it here because I'm here for the moment. If I were in Timbuktu, I would have done it from there. But then I need to be happy wherever I am, and be happy in the moment. I've talked about it even before. Being in the moment, being in the now, being happy with yourself. So it is your journey. You need to own it. You don't have to be where everybody else is. You don't have to be sitting in a chair which is not meant for you for the time. You have your own. I'm sitting on this garden chair in the middle of the garden for the moment, I have owned it. This moment is mine, and I'm happy. And I don't have the fear of being somewhere else at the moment. Maybe somebody is watching a movie. Oh my God, I wish I could have been there with you and I joined you today. So it is a feeling that comes, but it is a feeling we all have to tackle. Um, we need to be happy with ourselves, our journeys, our choices, our lives. People are in different places, different locations. Some people envy others because they think, and then they have this FOMO. I wish I was there. I wish I could be there. Oh my God, why is she there? Oh my God, why is he there? So you don't have that fear that you're missing out on something if you're accepting your own journey, if you're accepting your own life the way it is, and if you're happy the way it is. So let's decode this FOMO for today a little bit more. FOMO, once again, we've all felt it. You know, that sting when you see friends gathering without you, that rush of anxiety when you scroll through social media and you feel like everyone else is really living a bigger, a brighter, more meaningful life. And then you have these whispers in your head and these thoughts in your head which keep running again and again in a vicious cycle. And you allow them to repeat in your mind. It is your choice which actually keeps telling you, oh, you're behind. You're missing something. You should be doing more. But today, I want us to pause. Take a breath. Breathing and taking a pause is very, very helpful. I will be talking about breathing exercises in my next podcast, but it is very, very essential. Breathing is life, and we need to take a pause, take a deep breath, and be happy in the moment. Take a pause, take a breath, and ask yourself, what if FOMO isn't a sign that we are lacking, but a sign that we are longing? It could be something that you're really longing for, but it's not something that you're really, really missing or lacking in your own life. Let's decode it a little bit more. We need to understand the root of FOMO, where it is coming from. Why am I having this feeling? It isn't really about missing events and opportunities, really. It may be about missing connection, belonging, and purpose. It could be a symptom of comparison, an emotional echo of the belief that someone else's life is more valuable than us. It is just a thought that runs in your head, like millions of other thoughts that run in your head. But here's the truth. Your life is unfolding at its own pace, at its own divine pace. And nothing meant for you will ever pass by. I believe sometimes when people have this fear of missing out or fear of not having something which others are having, this whole world is like a great cake or a dessert. And I always say that everybody has a piece from it, and you will always get yours. Small or big doesn't matter. Whatever is meant for you will always be yours, and whatever is not meant for you will never be yours. You just accept what is yours and be happy with that. Social media, is it for real? No, it's not. It's good for connecting with people, but do you really connect with each one of them who's there in your social media? You do not. You see a lot of pictures on social media. It's like an illusion sometimes. When you scroll, nowadays you have a lot of curated, highlighted reels. They really make us forget that real life could be messy, it could be slow, and it could be beautifully imperfect. I call myself the most imperfect person in the world, but I'm happy the way I am. I'm happy to make myself better every day. and I accept myself with all the imperfections I have. But life is like that. If you look at social media, it's like an illusion because people just share their happy moments. They don't share their loneliness. Maybe somebody made a post in the most lonely moment of their life. Maybe at a doubtful situation, they wrote a poem and shared. And maybe shared a picture or something, when having a very bad time and just wanted to be there and share. People don't show their and share their loneliness. They don't share their doubts. They don't share their quiet nights when they're questioning themselves, questioning the world, and questioning a lot of things. Yet, we compare our behind the scenes to someone else's best moments. Are we wise enough to do that? So today, I'm offering you a gentle reframing. Instead of thinking and saying, I'm missing out, can we try asking ourselves, what is it truly that I do truly desire? FOMO could be often a compass pointing towards unmet needs. There are needs that we have, many of which are met, and many could be unmet. Expectations, maybe connections, maybe creativity, maybe rest, maybe adventure. When we listen to it with compassion instead of panic, it can become a guide rather than a threat. So we will not fear it anymore. It will be a guide. It will help us understand what are the things that I really think are necessary for me and I truly desire and I do not have, and that's the reason why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling when I'm looking at somebody else or somebody else's life or somebody else's social media or anything else beyond me. Let's try a transformation. I'm also a life transformation coach and I always believe in transforming people's lives and I keep trying to also change mine for the better. Let's say and convert and transform FOMO into JOMO. Instead of saying fear of missing out, there's this beautiful concept, the joy of missing out. It's the joy of choosing what nourishes you. You're missing out on something else which others are having, but there is a joy in what you have. So while you're missing out on something, you have your own joy. So it's the joy of choosing what nourishes you, the joy of being present in your own life at the moment, the joy of knowing that your worth isn't measured by how much you do, but how deeply you really live. You can imagine replacing the frantic energy of FOMO with the calm confidence of JOMO. Can we do that? We can try. Instead of having this fear and anxiety of saying that I'm missing out on A, B, C, D, E, we can actually say that there is so much joy in my life. I have A, B, C, D, E, which is giving so much joy in my life, and I have so much, and be grateful for all that I have with me in my life. So, and tell ourselves, imagine yourself telling yourself, I choose what aligns with me, with my soul, and not what impresses the world. You don't need to impress anyone. You don't need to impress anyone. You need to be happy and do your best in whatever you do. I take a quote from the Bhagavad Gita. The Bhagavad Gita is a guidebook. It is not a religious book, but it was written at the time of the Mahabharata when Krishna was advising Arjun, who refuses to be in the battle between the Pandavas and the Kauravas, and he had a lot of thoughts in his head and he was very confused and he was questioning his own worth, a lot of other questions which he had in his mind. And then he actually asked himself, why should I be fighting with my own brothers? Am I doing it right? Am I doing it, it's a sin that I'm going to. So Krishna gives him a lot of advice And this Bhagavad Gita is all about the advice that he gave to Arjuna at that point in time. Um, there is a verse which actually says, Karmanye badhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. You just do your actions, don't worry about the results. Do your best in whatever you do. That's all that is in your hand. And then have the joy of what you have in your life and do your best in what you do. So, a last word from me today. Thank you so much for listening to me so long. And I really appreciate and I'm grateful and thankful. Thankful to all those who have subscribed and have listened so far. In case you have not, please do click the subscribe button and help me in growing this community. And it is great to be connected with you. So, coming back, let's deal with our FOMOs and work with our inner self, with our inner heart and soul and mind to transform our lives and transform FOMO to JOMO. From the fear of missing out, joy of missing out, and have joy in our lives. This life is a gift which has been given to us, and we need to choose happiness and joy every moment. So let's transform our lives and the moments of FOMO to JOMO. Are you with me? I'm sure you are. In case you're not, you can at least try. You will see a lot of difference. Don't feel jealous. Don't feel envy. Try not to feel those thoughts in your head when you see somebody else somewhere, when you see somebody else doing something else. Be on your own journey. Explore within yourself. There is so much within you which you don't know, and this life, this one lifetime, which is a gift, is not enough for you to explore yourselves. But it is important that you look at yourselves, explore within, and find who is the real you, and convert your fears, your FOMOs into JOMO, and find joy in living this life. And I'll see you soon. And I would like to see your cheerful self and reducing your fears and anxieties on somebody else's social media pictures, and stop scrolling others' pages and create your own memories, create your own legacy, and be happy, choose joy. Let's transform our lives. No more FOMOs, let's be JOMOs, and let's have joy in our lives. Thank you so much. Have a lovely day. Stay blessed. Love you all. Thank you. Well, I'll give you a round of the Botanical Gardens of Geneva for sure, and you can have a look at it. For sure, everybody's not going to come to the Botanical Gardens in Geneva, but I can show you some live moments as I'm sitting here. But you can also find a lot of it on the media as well and different channels. But since I'm live here, I could just take you around and show you a little bit of it. Here I am with all the lovely big trees, and you see where I am, and there is a cactus garden behind me. A lot of cactus from all over the world. I will show you pictures of that as well. And here I go with the lovely trees, the big trees.